morning. We're out here at Rusty Hammer Forge in Walla Walla, and we're going to be going over 3 different ways of doing tongs, and then having a practical way, the best way that I think to get them done quick and easy. You can take a 1-inch piece of 3/8 by 24 inches, and you can forge it all out. You can forge in your bit and your boss and your reins, and then flip it over, bit, boss, and reins. And then once you get that all forged out, this will be around 42 inches long to get a relatively long set of tongs when you forge it out. Then you cut it in half and pin it all back together. There's another way of doing it where you take 3 pieces. I usually take a 1/2-inch bit, a 1-inch by 3/8 by 1.5-inch boss piece, and then another 1/2-inch round stock by like 8 inches, 1/2 inch by 8 round for the reins. Weld those all together and then forge everything flat. That's good. That's a really fun way of doing it, especially if you have pieces of stuff. You can use those cutoffs that you end up just sitting in a box somewhere. You can use them for making tongs out of. But if you're not good at running a conventional welder, or you don't have a welder, then it's not really very probable for you to do it. So what we're going to end up doing today is what I consider a very high production, low maintenance way of doing tongs. And you don't have to have a lot of forging involved to do it. But we're still going to take our 24 inches by 1 inch by 3/8 piece, and we're going to mark it up here. You guys can see that here. We're going to have our bit up here, our boss, and our reins. The same thing down here. We have our bit, our boss, and our reins. And we're going to take and cut that. We're going to cut right here and right here, and then split up this line right here. And what happens when we do that is now we have our 24 inches by 1 inch by 3/8 piece, right? Cut into, once again, our bit, our boss, and our reins. And what this allows us to do, it allows us to get to the meat and potatoes of forging, which is forging the bit. And what these are going to be turned into is a pair of tusk tongs. Now these are kind of long, but it allows you to get really reef on them, and they're thick, so they're not going to deform over time with heat in the tongs from in and out of your forge. So what I'll be doing is I'm going to go opposite this 90-degree angle here, and come in here and forge this down 90 and out to make a peg that comes out. So it's going to come in 90 and down, and then I'll forge it all flat. But this is a very easy way of getting to your tongs without a lot of prep work. It's 4 cuts, depending on how you look at it. I do 4 cuts. I do a cut here, halfway down, here, halfway down, and then it's apart. So this is an easy way for you to get into it. And if you're looking at making tongs, you want to make tongs, or you need to make tongs, think about getting some of this steel right here. It's, once again, 1 inch by 3/8 by 24 inches. Measure out where you have. Now I dropped, this is a 3/8 drop in here. This 90 is a 3/8 drop in, and then an angle over to the other 3/8 drop, so that when you look at it, 3/8 drop, and it's angled up, so you get this relatively nice thick up here next to your boss, which you'll end up forging this angle down, forging that angle down. You get this nice little round smooth transition into your reins for when you start working your reins. And then all you got to do is soften the hard edges, and you have a good pair of tongs. So that's what we're doing today, and you will see in the next episode we will be showing you what we did after we lit the forge. So hopefully this helps people out, and stay tuned for the next.